Yo, before I tell you all these crazy stories of what happened in LA, I do want to let you know that we started a Discord page, and this is for all like the day one or like real KTO fans, where you can all just talk to each other. You guys can share your music. So yeah, it's free obviously. It's just going to be a lot of fun. So go join the Discord ASAP. The link's in the description. Otherwise, enjoy this video. Alright, let's go. Arshan here, finally giving you guys the real video you've been waiting for. So for those of you who don't know, I run Kids Takeover out of Vancouver, Canada, and I've been doing interviews with rappers whenever they would come here during their tour, right? And it's been my dream to create a successful hip-hop media outlet, and honestly I cherish every moment I get to meet an artist and, you know, do content with them. My brand was doing great, okay? Like I had just went to New York, I remember in the beginning of this year, and I had met with every single record label. All of them told me that this is my year, and from now on, anytime an artist comes to Vancouver or I travel to LA or something, they'll actually properly set up an interview with me for some of these bigger rappers. I was already planning like which cities to fly to and which big artists to interview from those cities, and then that's when everything changed.
But that all changed when the Fire Nation attacked.
Alright, now obviously I'm kidding, but that's when the coronavirus hit. That was like the peak of it, and I think in February. No more shows, no more touring, no more artists even coming to my city. Basically just no more in-person content. And from the month of February all the way to like, let's say October, honestly those are like some of the worst times of my life, right? Like not even to make it dramatic, but not being able to do my job and go after my dreams, it was pretty sad. And I know what you're thinking, you know, I still have the opportunity to do these FaceTime interviews, but one, you know, I didn't even get to meet any of these artists or build a relationship with them. Like I interviewed Lil Keed, Roy Woods, like I would have loved to meet them in person. And two, in general, it's just hard for people to watch these Zoom interviews, you know? Because of COVID, the entire industry was doing these virtual interviews and they all end up looking the same, and all of them really don't end up getting any traction. So as a smaller upcoming channel, you can see where that gives me a disadvantage. And at a certain point, like, I really just wanted to quit KTO and just kind of reassess what I'm doing with my career. One day I saw some artists doing in-person interviews. I think it was Sada Baby on No Jumper. They would all be in LA though. So I talked to some friends and I'm like, yo, what do you guys think about me potentially going to LA, you know, like during the pandemic and shooting content there? All of them were like skeptical at first just because of how dangerous it is. But at the end, they all said, yo, just go do what your gut tells you to do. Like on the other hand now, my parents, like when I even mentioned it to them, like they said, no, you're not going. I was really conflicted and I made an IG post and I was like, you know what, let me just ask the fans, like let me just ask you guys, what do you think? And I'd say I got like 5 or 6 like really hateful messages, but hundreds, and I mean hundreds of other people were saying, go, 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 like go get that content for us, go do what makes you happy. So that's what I did. I booked a flight to Los Angeles the next day despite a pandemic. So I land there, I got my mask, I got my face shield over my mask, my hand sanitizer, everything. I picked up my intern Ashwin from the airport. It was my first time meeting him actually because he's from San Francisco.
Yo, what's up? What's up, what's up?
And we were just on a mission to, you know, get this content. I got on my Airbnb and I hit up literally every single person I knew in the music industry, and I said, hey, like I'm here, let's get some interviews going. And you know, expecting a response the next day, I woke up and I checked my emails and like legit nobody got back to me. No DMs, no emails. So I was like, okay, you know, and then a whole other like 2 days, I think, no, 3 days passed of no replies at all. And I was just like, huh? Like, am I just supposed to wait? Because like, you know, each day that passes by, it's like I'm spending more money to stay here. And what if they hit me up like in a week, you know, like my last couple days, then I'll just have to fly back with like no content. Yo guys, just thought I'd update you on this LA trip. It's been a bit slow the first couple days. And not gonna lie, like I was very, very stressed out because I was just sitting there in LA doing nothing, you know, just wasting money and not doing what I came there to do. But I told myself, I'm like, yo, like you put in the work, you know, like people like your content. These labels, like they like your content. Just trust your gut and only worry about things that you can control. Like I can't control whether they're emailing me back. You know, the most I could do is send a follow-up email, but I just need to worry about things that are in my control. So, you know, it was pretty hard, but I went to sleep that night and I kid you not, That the morning after, legit everything from there went uphill. Everything. Like boom, this manager hit me back, that label hit me back, this artist hit me back, this producer hit me back. It was like I was like scheduling interviews left and right. And I'm sure you guys saw some of them through our IG stories because we kept you updated. But I thought I'd just tell you guys all the interviews we did in LA and all the crazy stories behind them. Alright, so that day where I got the emails, okay, we knocked out 4 interviews in that one day. And one of them being with the GOAT. Like you guys saw this interview, Southside. And the way we got that one was just so random. Basically that day, I was just thinking of like smaller producers to hit up, right? And I saw this kid, Palace from 808 Mafia. I'm sure some of you may know who he is. And I was like, oh, like I think this would be a good fit. So I found his manager's IG and I DM'd him. I'm like, yo, I'm in LA. Can we interview Palace? Legit, in like 10 minutes, he responded and said, Palace actually isn't in LA right now, but I'm actually the COO of 808 Mafia. And if you want, like, you can just interview Southside. In my head, I'm like, if I wanted to, yes, like of course, like yes, let's do it like that. That would be great. So he invited me to a studio in North Hollywood that night, and I had to make my questions like on the car ride in between interviews. I was just extremely nervous because not only is Southside a very legendary producer, but when you watch his Instagram lives, you know that
I'm in Atlanta, bitch. I'm riding around right now, bitch. All through Atlanta. Same 2 condos, all that on me for real, nigga.
he seems like a really like intimidating and violent person. The craziest part is we're literally like the room next to Southside from 808 Mafia. So I was just like sitting in the room next to his studio, just like watching him in awe. I was like shaking low key. Arshawn, nice to meet you.
Yeah, hi, Southside. What's up, bro?
Yo, what's up?
What's up,
Yeah,
man?
hi, bro.
Naheel.
Nice to meet you.
And their shit is called Kids Take Over.
Kids take over?
Kids
Right.
Take Over.
We interviewed TM88 actually recently.
It's my brother, it's my twin.
You know, when he came in and as the interview started, like he was just so kind, and I can tell that he really respected my hustle. He even followed me on Instagram after that, which is mind-blowing because I see that he's like watching my stories now of me like talking in my bedroom, and I'm like, what the heck? So now the next morning we actually had that interview with Tusi, and I got this one through Capitol Records, right? But the only issue was, you know, they didn't have a location for us to shoot this, and I had to respond to the email right away. So I was like, he could just come to our Airbnb. And surprisingly enough, like they actually agreed to that, and we just literally shot that in front of our house, like in front of the doorsteps. It looked so good that we actually ended up shooting other interviews at our Airbnb as well. Our ghetto Airbnb was just like this hub for rappers and celebrities to casually walk in and just do interviews every day. That's where we shot the Casey Pluto one, and even Timothy DeLaGhetto.
You guys are like Airbnb in this or what?
Yeah, Airbnb.
For how long?
Which, by the way, like, how the hell did we interview Timothy DeLaGhetto? You know, like, it still blows my mind to this day because if you know, you know, like, Timothy DeLaGhetto is a legend on YouTube. Like, I used to watch this guy religiously when I was in high school, and he was one of the people who actually responded to one of my follow-up emails. I sent a follow-up email last night. I was like half asleep. He hit me back right now. Like, he specifically hit me back right now, and he said, sure, let's do it. Like, thinking about it now, if I didn't shoot that follow-up email, that probably wouldn't have happened. But it was so sick. He literally just came into our house, acted so normal, and was like, hey yo, I gotta use your washroom, it might take me a minute. And while he was in there, I was just freaking out, because I'm like, wow, like Timothy DeLaGhetto is possibly taking a shit in my washroom. Like this is pleasant. Yeah, so he came out and we wrapped up that interview. It was like a childhood moment for me, and I couldn't have had a bigger smile on my face after that, I swear. Alright, now some other notable interviews we did that day. DDG. Yes, you heard that right. We did interview DDG. Some of you like guessed it somehow and like DM'd it to me. I'm like, how the hell did you know? But basically, I hit up his label Epic Records and I asked to do an interview with him. I expected absolutely nothing out of it because YouTube-wise, DDG is one of the biggest like people on the platform, you know, compared to my channel at least. Like, I did not think that he would want to do it, but it turned out that he agreed, and he specifically wanted to do the horse idea with me. So his label was like, all right, let's do it tomorrow. And in order to do the horse, you need a basketball court, right? So I just spent that entire day literally running around LA, Santa Monica, everywhere, just looking for a basketball court because, you know, since COVID was happening, they had put locks on every single one of the hoops. You know, like, it was rare to find a basketball court open in LA. And I was in a rush and I was so desperate. One of my homies, his name is Ox. He is literally like I swear, he's the coolest guy that you'll meet in the industry. He randomly hit me up like, yo, I have a homie who would let you use her private court, which is on the hills. Like, he sent me a video of it. I'm like, what? Like, why are these people being so nice to me, you know? So her name was Nikki, and shout out to Nikki because she definitely did not have to let us do this, and she didn't really get anything out of it, but I guess she just, like, you know, messes with the brand. And yeah, by the way, people like that actually exist, which kind of shocked me. But anyways, her house was huge. Like, it was so big that even when DDG pulled up in his Lambo truck, even he was like, what the hell, like where are we? He even took some pictures over there for his Instagram, which I guess is how you guys found out that we did a DDG interview. But yeah, we shot that interview. I can't tell you who won.
Nah, no jumping. Don't freeze up. Trash. Trash.
You guys just gotta wait for that. Let me know in the comments if you want to see the DDG interview. But also the next day we had an interview with Sada Baby, and Sada Baby is just blowing up right now. Like he is one of like the biggest and most buzzing rappers, and the story behind this one is also pretty crazy. So I just kept seeing that he was posting that he was in LA, so I had to hit up his label Asylum Records, and shout out to Michael, he set this up. Basically we had planned to do it at this public park in downtown LA called Pershing Square Park. So I get there with my crew like an hour early. We set everything up, you know, everything's going great. We see a couple security guards, but I mean, it shouldn't be a problem because it is a public park after all. And yeah, you know, like Sada Baby did come a little bit late. I think it was like an hour and a half or 2 hours, but I've gone through worse. I'm thinking it's just him and a manager, but no. Sada Baby, his manager, and literally like 30 to 40 other of his crew members all roll up. They're all wearing like red bandanas. As soon as that happens, I'm like, yeah, we're screwed. Cause that's when the security guards actually came to all of us and they're like, yo, like you guys cannot be shooting something here.
What's going on?
Shooting a YouTube video.
What's up?
Yeah, just looking at the rules over there. It didn't say anything about film. Yeah, that's why we're here in pretty much park and recs. They don't allow anybody to film inside the park unless you got permits from them. Yeah, that's where the issue lies. We're just gonna do like a quick 10-minute video, like a little like just interview.
So yeah, I was just stressing out because knowing how it is in the past, when you have to relocate to do an interview shoot, like it's very chaotic. The lighting's not gonna be right at your new location, and it's hard, right? But Sada Baby was like, yo, there's actually a parking lot across the street. I have all of my cars there. If you want, you can shoot it right there.
If we can't do it, we'll go across the street, bro. We ain't gonna get you in trouble. Come on, let's go across the street. It's all love.
Yeah. Let's just quickly get it.
I didn't really have much options, so I was like, okay, yeah, man, for sure, like let's do it. But it was so cool how there was like 50 of us just, you know, walking across the street, and I felt like I was a part of like their crew, you know.
On which, this side? We're gonna swap sides. So let me know when you guys are ready, then I'll call him.
It went decently well. I did think he was kind of on drugs, like. I think he had a couple lean and maybe he was kind of high, but I just can't believe we knocked that out because he is one of the most buzzing rappers out right now. And I do know like a year ago, I wouldn't even dare to reach out to a rapper that's buzzing like that because, you know, people just really weren't messing with my content like that back then. But now I feel like we have a bit more leverage. Now, here's another cool backstory. We did an interview with Luxury Tax. And I'm sure you guys might know Luxury Tax from, you know, his verse on Gang Gang.
Luxury Tax, my water by G. PRU, bitch, I bang when I bleed.
You know, I'm a big fan. I didn't even know that he was from LA, but one night, an hour before going to bed, I just checked my phone and he DM'd me. Like, he DM'd me and he was like, hey, yo, I saw that you're in LA. Let's do this interview. Like, pull up to my house. What? You know, so I searched it up and saw that he's from Inglewood, and I figured, you know, he'd be kind of like, I guess like a rougher neighborhood, but the address he gave us was in like a decently good area from what I saw on the maps, right? So I called my brother, I'm like, yo, like let's go, let's do this interview. I made the questions again in the car. So we're going, and then we're noticing that we're like slightly going up hills, then even more hills. And we're like, did he give us the wrong address or something? Cause by the time we got close to there, I'm like, there's no way that this is his house. Like this has to be like Travis Scott's house. But he opened the gates for us, and it actually did end up being his house. A lot of you guys thought that we actually did go to Travis Scott's house. No, we did not go to Travis Scott's house. I'm sure he's been there, but this was Luxury Tax's real house. He had just moved in, and it was huge. Like, I think it was in Beverly Hills. I don't know. Obviously, I don't want to reveal his location, but huge house. and it was just dope. Like we did it in, I think, his office in his house, and it was just a laid back, you know, kick back interview, and I really thought that I got the best out of him. He revealed that there would be a Jack Boys 2. It's like when that interview ended, I really felt like I was becoming friends with these rappers, and I wasn't just some random interviewer. I really feel like I got their respect, and they see me as someone important in the culture. So other than that, what do you guys want to know? Yeah, so we did go, we went to Lil Tracy's house too, surprisingly. We had an interview with Lil Candy Paint, who you guys have been wanting us to interview. I'm not sure if all of you know who he is, but I feel like the people who know who he is see him as like this underground legend. He actually lives with Lil Tracy, right? So he gave us the address, and it is so far from LA. Like we drove 2 hours to get to this house. I don't want to give away the location, but you guys would not expect Lil Tracy to live here. Like the most white, like old neighborhood. Like I just don't expect his neighbors, who are all old white ladies, to look next door and see Lil Tracy watering the plants. Like it made no sense, okay?
That's good. I'm gonna let him get you. I'm gonna let him get to you.
Okay, yeah. We're
all right, right there.
Dude,
you gotta go.
That's Christmas tree right there.
That's all right.
But you know, so we did that interview with Lil Candy Paint in his backyard. Super chill guy. I got to meet Lil Tracy. He was kind of more to himself. He didn't really talk that much, and it was his birthday that day, so he had to go to some party, which was weird because like coronavirus exists. But yeah, he said that we could also interview him later that week, but we just never ended up doing it because when I tell you guys that our schedule was booked, like it was booked. Everyone wanted to do interviews with us, and we just did not have time to do the Lil Tracy one. Other than that, we did other horse interviews with Shorty.
You guys are doing a wave?
Oh, he said it's over.
Hey, Gotti, I gotta find that bitch.
Okay.
Famous Dex.
Arshawn, nice to meet you.
What's up, man?
Nice to meet you. Yeah, nice to meet you, man. Hell yeah. The court's right there. We do this thing, so we play with other rappers. So I've done like Annalie Choppa.
I was actually watching that.
No way, were you?
Yeah. Me and my girl was watching it actually like an hour ago.
And if you guys have been following us on IG, you know that the Famous Dex one ended off pretty interesting. We did a mukbang with Blockboy JB. Yes, look out for that. I think that's gonna come out next week. We interviewed Ant Clemens. There was a lot of people who we were supposed to interview. I'd say they were like 80% about to happen, and then, you know, didn't fall through at the end. Adam22, yes. Like I can't believe I'm even saying that right now, but we were supposed to interview Adam22, but scheduling just didn't work out. Jazz Cartier, Maxwell Cream, Coil Ray, that one was gonna be really cool. Lil Tecca, we were supposed to do a Lil Tecca interview. And I can't even believe I'm saying that because Lil Tecca is just like one of the biggest artists, and they wanted to do an interview with us. Like it was just mind-blowing to me. Let's see who else. Lil Got It. We were supposed to interview Lil Got It and do the horse thing. Gunna was supposed to be there. He wasn't gonna be in the interview, but Gunna was supposed to be like, I guess, a cameo in that video. We were supposed to interview Snot. That would have been sick. Lil Duke, Yak Gotti. And yeah guys, so the trip really ended off with me and my crew just hanging out the last day, getting some tacos, and just reflecting on such a successful trip, man. Like I just want to shout out some people that helped me during the LA trip. My guy Ox, Nikki for letting us use her house and just being so cool about that. My guys Ooj and Nick from ACam. They helped film a lot of these videos along with my crew and just made things so much easier. Those guys are just so cool. But look, so at the end of it, right, I know it's dangerous to travel during a pandemic, and I'm not advocating for it, okay? But real talk, guys, this LA trip was so worth it. 2020, I'm telling you, was rough for me. Right now, like I just haven't felt this happy like I am right now in a long time. I actually met with these artists and built a relationship with them. The content is actually doing so well. Like just beyond the views, you guys don't know the amount of celebrities, industry people who've hit me up just after I put out 3 videos. We passed 20,000 subscribers. I'm getting brands that are hitting me up to, you know, for sponsorships, and like none of this would have happened if I didn't trust my gut and just book that flight. So with that being said, like seriously, just trust your gut, man. Don't let negative things consume you, because that's really just gonna get you off your path. It's gonna get you unmotivated. Just always trust your gut and go for it and follow your dreams, because I'm telling you, it'll be worth it. But yeah, next week we're dropping a fire interview. I think it's gonna be the Blockboy JB mukbang. Yeah, I'm Marshawn from Kids Take Over, and I'll see you guys then. Yo, just want to quickly also say thanks to my homie Meg from Integral Studios. They let me shoot the shorty interview using their hoop, so I appreciate that. But let's do the top comment of the week. So this one comes from Nasty Naz, who says, one of the best interviewers I've seen. The convo feels so natural. That's what's up, bro. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. And I'll catch you guys next week.